Hey everybody, Ira Miller here with Homes Around the Village's YouTube channel, and today we are doing another walkthrough for you guys to be able to check out and see what I do as I go through a walkthrough for people who are not here to be able to do a walkthrough with me. So we're filming this today, and this gives me the opportunity to post it to my YouTube channel so you all can see exactly what I do and how I make sure that your home is in perfect condition when you move in. All right, so there is something in the contract that I just want to point out and just mention. In paragraph 11 of any home contract that we do, paragraph 11 will tell you that the homeowner has to keep the property in the same condition in which you saw it and you wrote the contract on, okay? So today we're kind of operating under paragraph 11 for that reason. Now, we also have done a home inspection, and then in home inspections, we want to make sure that everything has been fixed in there. So I have my computer set up on the counter, and we're gonna, at the end, we're kind of gonna go over the home inspection. And if I didn't go through and catch anything as I did the walkthrough, we want to make sure that whatever was caught on the home inspection was repaired, and that's another reason for this walkthrough today. All right, so let's go ahead, follow along with me, and let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead, we'll start inside. All right, so what I do is I leave everything off before we come in here. Totally opposite of what we do when we show a home. We go in, we turn everything on, but in this instance, we want to make sure everything's working. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to check this light up here. All right, so that works. So we're in good shape there. Doorbell. So we see that the doorbell works. Let's go ahead and keep going in. Here's our foyer light that's working. Now, let me go ahead, and since we're right here, I'm gonna point something out to you on this switch bank. Whenever we go around, we're gonna be looking and testing everything. This red, this is a screw, so this was painted red. The reason it was painted red because it is for a dedicated outlet somewhere out here in the living room. So if you ever come in from the front door and you hit this, then your light is going to go on in the living room. All right, so we could always test that. We do have a tester that we could use. We can plug into that outlet. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and check that out. Since we're right here, we want to go ahead and make sure that that's working properly. This is usually always done with a home inspection, so I don't necessarily have to do it. But for today's video, I did want to point that out. What I'm thinking is probably this floor outlet, it doesn't really show that it has a red screw on it, but I'm going to go ahead and hit this switch and make sure that that's working. All right, so you can see the light going off and on. So we know that is the dedicated outlet, and usually it's just one of the two outlets, okay? So yeah, this one's hot all the time. This one doesn't go on until, so only, usually a couch is here, an end table on either side. This typically would have a lamp on it, and then this would run that lamp. All right, so there we wanted to, this video is going to be especially helpful for the new owners because, again, there's no red, which usually determines where that dedicated outlet is. So we have gone ahead and proven that that is the dedicated outlet. All right, so let's keep going as we go on into the house. we're gonna check. Now here's another red screw, and that is probably for this outlet as well. So in case you're coming home and you're coming through the garage, you could reach around and hit that, and that light will come on. So let's kind of just check that out as well. And that shows you that that is the same dedicated outlet as the one by the front door. All right, so we confirmed all that. Let's go through, make sure these lights are working. All right, so this switch shows you that. I'm gonna go ahead and leave them on as we go. All right, and over here, we have for our kitchen, and this outlet here, it's not a dedicated outlet, and it's not lighting up anything, so we're not really sure what this is for right now. Possibly for the fan, but I don't know if that maybe might be on a remote, but we'll kind of just come back to that switch. Coming into the kitchen, you can see we have everything all set up here. My toolkit, if you've seen my videos before, I've had this toolkit out before having to fix things. So that's kind of at the stage we're in right now. Right now, what I'm going to do is I have to start checking the refrigerator. All right, so here's what I was looking for. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. I need to cut this so I can test the water. And in the case where there is a ice maker, we could use that. So, all right, so here we are right here. Now this particular refrigerator does not have an indoor ice maker and water, but what it does have, it has a water inside. So you can push that and it works, okay? Also in here, does have an automatic ice maker, so it's producing ice. And now, one thing I do want to point out, I have seen in the past, somebody tried to get over on the home inspector and me doing my walkthrough. When I did a walkthrough one time, I looked at the ice, and the ice didn't look right. And it looked like ice that you would buy out of a store. So I went ahead and I checked out the ice maker, looked to see if it was working. Come to find out that ice maker was not working. There was ice in the tray, but there was no ice maker working. So, and that wasn't even picked up in the home inspection. So we had to call the listing agent and said, hey, this home doesn't have an ice maker that's working, and it looks like somebody's just put ice in there from a store. So they tried to give me a hard time about it, but two things. Number one, if it wasn't working, just because the home inspector didn't catch it, doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be fixed, right? So since we caught it at the walkthrough, their argument was the home inspector didn't catch it, it must have been working. Well, the fact of the matter is, either paragraph 11 comes in, like we mentioned in the very beginning, where you have to maintain the home in the condition in which we saw it. If you're trying to tell me it was broke originally, or is that what you're trying to tell me? They said no, it was working. Well, then if it was working, it needs to be working now according to paragraph 11. So they ended up having to fix it at the last minute. So anyways, that's another good reason why we do walkthroughs. These are great cabinets. These cabinets are all soft close. So love the fact that these are all soft close. This is what a home inspector usually does. I don't usually do this during a walkthrough. Coming around to here, we need to make sure that the range works. So I have some people watching this walkthrough, so I just want to let everybody, let them know. Make sure when you do a walkthrough, you contact the listing agent, make sure the water's on and the gas is on when there's gas, okay? So now we're up here. Oh, let's go ahead and check bake. So we're gonna check bake and start. So we're gonna start and make sure that the oven works, okay? Up here, fan. That works. One time early in my career, I didn't check the light, and neither did the home inspector. And so when my customer hit the light after they closed on their home, they're like, hey, the light doesn't work. And I called the home inspector. I said, hey, you missed the light on the microwave. It doesn't work. They had to end up buying that customer a new microwave because they didn't catch it when they did the home inspection. So home inspectors are liable. So if they miss something and it's found out after the fact, then they're liable for making that good. All right, last thing I want to do. I have my handy dandy microwave tester. By the way, I can feel the heat and I can see the glow of the baking going on now. So I know that the baking part of this is working. We're going to switch on over to broil. Whoop. And we're going to make sure that the broiler is working. Okay. Oh, so now, one thing, this is something that caught me by surprise. I was looking for the broiler to be up under here, where older style ranges have it under here. I actually see this is where the broiler is on these newer ranges. They're under here, and you broil whatever it is you want to broil under here now, rather than inside there. Lesson learned the hard way. So we're going to cancel that. We see that's working. All right, microwave tester. We're going to start. Okay, so you can see how that tester lights up inside that microwave. That's showing that there's microwave going on inside, and the microwave's working. So that's good. This is all good. This is all good. That's all good. We're going to go ahead and start our dishwasher. And we're going to do it for a short, let's see if this has a short cycle on it. So cycle, quick wash. All right, so we're going to do the quick wash. We're going to hit start. We're going to close it up. Should get started. All right, let's test now. Test our sprayer. Make sure our sprayer is working. And this has a two button sprayer. Okay, now I'm gonna leave that running because I wanna see if there's any leaking going on under the sink, okay? But we're gonna test our garbage disposal right now too. So you can hear that. All right, so we know our garbage disposal works, but I'm gonna leave this open. And because I'm going to come back around to that, I'm going to leave this running for just a little bit, just to make sure that there's no leaking going on underneath the sink here, okay? So, all right, we need these pendant lights working. I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, but there's my pendant lights. And I'm just wondering if this switch over here, so there's the switch from my fan, but this one switch here is still a mystery that we'll continue to try to figure out as we go around. All right, so pendant lights work. Breakfast nook light is working as well. All right, let's kind of go around here to check these. This probably is for outside. And yes, this one switch here is for the outside lights. And this one is for our breakfast nook light. So both of these switches are working. Coming out here in the Lanai, we have what's called a mini split. So we're going to test it. We're going to go on. So that's the one for this one. And we're going to kind of let it run for a little bit, make sure that cools. It has a humidistat on it as well, which is really nice because you can set that humidistat to turn this on automatically when the humidity gets to a certain level in this room. So I'm going to leave that on, turn the humidistat off, and it's set for 70 degrees. So let's just kind of see if it cools off. All right, while we're waiting on that, we see our lights are working. Now these fans, I believe that's what these are for. So let's see if, so actually I just found out that this one is for inside because it's controlling the light on that fan. Okay. All right, so let's go to this bank of switches here. All right, so this is for the lights inside the Lanai, this switch. This one, okay, this is for the fans out here. And I think I shut this fan off. Yeah, okay. So the fans are run by the switches out here. Okay, by these two switches. So that's good to know. All right, so I am feeling some cool air here in the mini split. So I'm happy about that. Okay, let's continue around. We're going to go on into the master bedroom. All right, just so you know, another dedicated outlet right here at the master. Okay, so that's the switch, as we know, for the floor outlet. Okay, so coming on in here, I'm going to let some light in. There is no light on the fan, so I turn the fan off because it operates on this switch. Dedicated outlet. So as we go around and we're looking, I see here that there's a red screw. And so as you come into the bedroom, you can flip that switch on and this lamp on this end table will come on. All right, so that's inside here. We're gonna go now into the master bathroom. Okay, so this is your fan. This is your shower light. The shower light on the second switch, this is for the vanity lights, and then this is your light just coming in. So this would be a kind of a soothing light, not blinding you as you go into the master bathroom at night, okay? Fan and light works in here. Test the toilet. Make sure the toilet's working good. We also go down here and make sure there's no leaking or water going on, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and turn this water on here, just like we have it going on in the kitchen. Let that run for a little bit, and we'll check for water leaks there, okay? All right, let's test the shower. When testing the shower as a home inspector will make sure that the shower head isn't leaking and also that it's draining. So everything looks really good from that aspect. Okay, draining well. Everything in here looks good. All right. Okay, no sign of leaking going on inside here. We'll move over here. No sign of leaking going on in there either, so that's a good thing. Looks like we got a little crack here in the tile. That's going to be considered cosmetic in the contract. One last thing what we're going to do is we're going to check out the this closet, and this has a really nice closet organizer inside of here. So something interesting is why this was cut out. What they got behind that, there's no plumbing or anything that goes behind there. So this has been cut out all the way around, actually, under here. Actually all the way around the whole shower here. So I'm not really sure. And actually, and I said there was a crack going on over there. This is just in the tile. This is really not a crack. Okay, so that's just because I see a tile over here with the same thing, a tile over here, and it doesn't go any further than just one tile. So that's just inside, made inside of the tile itself. You can see that. So looked like a crack, but it wasn't. I don't know why this piece of drywall was cut out all the way around the whole closet here. That's pretty interesting. Okay, in cases like that, it makes me suspect that maybe was there a leak in this bathroom at some point where they had to cut out because of water damage. You would never know because of you have your higher baseboards up here, but that's something to inquire about in your seller's disclosure. If that was a water leak and the water leak came from the one of the sinks here, or the toilet, or the shower, like I said, you couldn't really tell anywhere in here because you don't have baseboard that goes up that high in here. You just have your closet organizers. So I just find that kind of strange, something maybe to think about and inquire about. All right, let's keep moving along here. And even here on the back side of the closet, again, you have baseboard. So you don't know if there was ever a water problem at all in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this water off over here now. It's been running long enough. So we're good there, okay? So I'm not sure where the other, this goes to this light and fan. Not sure where this one, maybe in a bedroom, maybe here, I'm not sure, but we'll keep checking. Never did find what this switch actually goes to. Because this one goes to that fan. And I don't know if maybe this is the light, but the fan and the light go on together, it looks like. All right, so let's go on into the guest suite part of this house. We will come in here. Okay, so here's our light for the hallway. There's also a light for the hallway over here as well. And let's see if that's where this remote goes, to this, okay? Really nothing more to check than just the fan and the light, making sure that works. Over here, this is definitely a different, this runs off the switch, does not have a remote, but that's good there. And let's check the bathroom. Okay, let's turn on some water. Light works, light overhead works. This is the fan, and then the tub light. We'll let that run for just a second. That's draining well. So there is a little bit of a leak up here. It looks like they put some new Teflon tape in there, but there is a bit of a leak. They probably didn't tighten that up enough. It would be my suspicion. I do have a wrench, or actually some channel locks I could use. Let me just do that real quick. You'll see why we need this. First of all, let me check down here so we can shut this off. Always want to run your hand along the bottom of the cabinet. We have hot water. Okay, so I want to put this up here because I don't want to try to scar it at all. So let's see if that did anything. All right, so tightening didn't work, so we're going to have to see if we can go one step further on this. This was probably caught on the home inspection, and as I take this off, you can see whoever put that on there didn't come all the way down. So we're gonna have to take this old stuff off. Okay, let me grab the new stuff. All right, so I always keep Teflon tape with me just for these reasons. Because the closing is tomorrow, right? We don't want to have to tell the listing agent, hey, there's something wrong out here, and have them come out here and fix it. This is yellow. I'm gonna see if I have some white or gray. My mega tape was gray, and I see I've run out of that, so let me just see if I got some more. This white is a lot thinner. Probably have to wrap it up a few times. Or this yellow is a lot thicker. But I'm going to use the white. All right, so we start down at the bottom, and I'm going to wrap it quite a few times since it is so thin. All right, that should be good. So let's see if that will do it. If it doesn't, I'm going to use the yellow, but that should take care of that. And you want to make sure you wrap your Teflon tape the same direction that you are tightening. Okay? Okay, let's see if that did the trick. If not, we're using yellow. Went on too easy, so I knew that. This white tape. I like the gray a lot better. Actually, I knew better than to mess with this white. Okay. I kind of knew when it went in so easy was going to need something thicker. Okay. Make sure this goes on a little bit tighter. All right, let's hope this baby goes on. Yeah. That should do it. Man, I'll be back to take care of that. All right, so I guess the third time is the charm. It took me a third time. We did go ahead and use an extra amount of the white Teflon tape around there. As you can see, it's not leaking now, so at least we got that taken care of. Okay, we're still going with the dishwasher's working good. In here, we'll try that. We're gonna go ahead here. We'll do a speed wash. 15 minutes, make sure that's going. Here's one of the incredible things I've found in this house. They have an air-conditioned garage space. All right, so we're gonna check that. While we're doing that, we're in here checking, making sure there's no leaks on our laundry tub. So no water hookup out here for this refrigerator, so we don't have to check the water or the ice. So that's good. This is actually cooling off pretty nice. We'll leave that running for a little bit. All right, check all our garage door openers. These are nice and quiet. I like these linears. Actually really nice. Okay, over here. This is your water heater. So this is for your temperature for your water heater. So if you want to go up and down, this is an on-demand water heater. So there's no tank that's in this house. So we'll see that on the outside. All right, over here, this is just going to tell you right now, sprinkler systems are my nemesis. I don't think I've found one sprinkler system in a home where it ran perfectly, and I end up getting soaked. So we're gonna go ahead and test it out manually. So we hit manual, right? And then from manual, we turn it back to run, and that starts our first zone. All right, so this is where our first zone starts. Pretty much just right out here in the front. So these three, 1, 2, 3, are working. This one's a little bit off. But sometimes when you have a wind, you kind of want it off a little bit. But you could always adjust them. All right, that's better. Okay, over here. So there's this one up here that's not working right. Okay. All right, so we have this adjusted. You can see over here where this thing's not getting enough water. So this bush really needs to be trimmed back so we can get water on our lawn over here, but this bush is holding back the water. So that's zone 1. Let's keep going. Zone 2. Great. They put one of these things right where the sprinkler is. Oh, man. Didn't I tell you? Stupid bait traps. I can't believe they put one right where the sprinkler is. Oh, here we go. All right, so. All right, so. I don't know if the inspector caught this. I don't usually look at the inspection report until we're done to see what's happened. But this right here needs to be all right, so, I don't know, but I heard it, so I just knew that there was something going on in there, so we got that taken care of. All these other heads look okay. All right, so we'll check over here. All right, let's go to zone 3. This bougainvillea could be trimmed back. Zone 3. All right, so zone 3. So we have a head over here. So this head probably was caught. There's really not a whole lot of pressure there though. It's kind of unusual. But you have a head here, head back there. If it was me, I would replace all these little spray heads with the type that you see over here with the green head on it. I never really did like those little rotator heads. And there just doesn't look like there's enough water pressure really to run these heads very well. That leads me to believe there might be a broken pipe along here somewhere, but we'll keep going. You have another head up here that's different from this zone. And then it looked like this zone back here was already running. These heads back here must have been running off of zone 2. Somebody put that head on wrong. It's on there right now. Okay. Looks like a sprinkler head was replaced here. Okay. Didn't I tell you it looked like there was a pipe broke somewhere? And that's why we weren't getting very good water pressure. All right, so that needs a sprinkler head put on it. Let me check zone 2 real quick. We're gonna go back and check zone 2 since I noticed there were some heads in the back that looked like they were running already. So we have this one, and we have these others going. So this one should be spraying that way. Okay, so that needed to be adjusted. This one down here that I had to redo, that one's going good. That one's doing what it's supposed to. All right, so we have zone 2 straightened out. I'm gonna check out this one head while we're back here again. I'll show you what we have to do on this one. All right, so I always keep an extra head because didn't I tell you sprinkler systems were my nemesis? Happens every time. So, like I said, probably not even in the inspection report, but I think they might have replaced the wrong head actually, the way it looks in the back, but we'll see. All right, zone 3, here we go. All right, so first thing we have to do is we have to make sure we pull the sprinkler stem up. Wow, that one's not coming up. All right. I think I'm gonna have to pull the whole stem and everything is gone. So there's a stem inside here that usually pops up that you put a head on. I don't know if I got another one in my car. So I have a whole head here rather than just, or a whole sprinkler rather than just a head. So what's gonna happen is a bunch of dirt is gonna fall down in there, which is probably gonna clog up my sprinkler head, my new one here. So we'll have to probably just take it off. Oh man. So there you go. Not the right size. The whole thing is full of dirt. I don't know. That's what happens. All right, so this is a 4-inch. This is a 6-inch. Man, I lost the whole thing altogether. That's pretty crazy. All right, so I'm gonna have to wait till this dries up. Oh, there it is, right there. Okay. You know, the whole idea behind me doing these videos and doing this is to show that y'all go above and beyond. Okay, so I'm gonna have to call the listing agent. I don't know, I might come back and do it. Okay, so Zone 4 looks good. Looks like they've replaced this head, but this is probably not the one that needed to be replaced in the inspection report. So, but we've got Zone 4 all taken care of. I think there's probably one more. Nope. So there's only 4 zones. All right, there was only 4 zones, so we checked them all, went through them all, found that one sprinkler head broke. It's not one that I keep in my car. So I'm probably gonna call the listing agent, tell them they need to send one of their sprinkler guys out here to make that repair. All right, so again, they are required to do that according to what? Paragraph 11. Last thing I'm gonna do. Usually the sprinklers are the last thing I do simply because I end up looking like this every single time. But I do want to check out the home inspection report. So I'm gonna look at that, make sure we didn't overlook anything. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see what we've already seen, but let's go ahead and look at that home inspection report. So as any real good real estate agent who does good walkthroughs, they keep a pair of clothes in their car. So I'm gonna change real quick, and then we're gonna go look at that home inspection report. So we're headed back in to check the inspection report out. This is cooling really nice, so that's passed the test. This right here, your dryer, nice and hot. That passed the test. This one went through its cycle, so we're good for these appliances, okay? So let's just go ahead and turn off that. And so I don't forget, I'm gonna turn off this one. Ooh, it's nice and cool out here. Man, this is nice. This was set to 70. It's nice and cool. All right, so we definitely know that works. So the only thing we're really having a problem with is that sprinkler. So let's see what our inspection report tells us. All right, okay, we gotta turn on our hotspot, get that working. Yeah, always keep a towel and an extra set of clothes. All right, we're up and running. Let's see. All right, so this is the full inspection report, but page 35, summary. So we noted multiple doors did not latch properly or rubbed the frame when tested. We recommend repair and replace. Then they showed us that one damaged head there and there. So it looks like somebody, I don't know, that one looks like it was taken care of, but nobody fixed that one. So we're gonna call Blakely. Hey, did any of these repairs get made?
Yes, on your calendar it says links to photos/videos and invoice. If you click that, it's showing all the repairs also.
Well, they didn't fix the damaged head on zone 3. So I saw where they fixed one. They didn't fix both of them. He's showing the picture at 920. IMG 920 is showing the sprinkler head that I pulled out of there, but it wasn't working. He needs to go back out and fix that. Let me see what he said. He only repaired one sprinkler head. All right, so that wraps it up. That's a 1-hour walkthrough turned into 2 hours. So that's kind of what happens when you run into problems. As we see, that sprinkler head, they said, was supposed to be fixed on the one that we really had a problem with, and it was not repaired like it says it was. So I tried to fix it. If I could have, if I had the right parts, it would be done. Here we're showing where they did have somebody out here to make the repairs and they didn't repair it. So they're gonna have to come back out and repair it. But that's why we do a walkthrough. Make sure that all of these things that were supposed to be repaired were done. So he said that he cleaned out a bunch of sprinkler heads, replaced one. I saw this one that he replaced, but this one over here wasn't replaced or repaired. That, if we look at the picture, it's this one here, and this is the side of the house. Doesn't really show anything. It doesn't show it working. So anyways, we called them back out. They're gonna have to come back out, make that repair since I wasn't able to do it. And there we go. So hopefully you enjoyed this super long walkthrough. Hopefully, if anybody else out there, Renee and Greg, thank you for your purchase of your home through me. As you can see, I always go the extra mile to try to make things just right for you. So you're not gonna have any problems with your home. And anybody else out there that's interested in purchasing a home, like to have somebody well qualified, give me a call, 352-204-9026. Make a call, we'd love to talk with you. We'd love to help you out and purchase your home here, either in the villages or around the villages. That's why our YouTube channel is called Homes Around the Villages YouTube channel. Please make your comments. We'd love to see what you think about our videos, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.